You want to introduce it?
Yeah, sure, I'll introduce us. Welcome to Kings of the Mat Grappling Podcast. I am here with Coach Spleet, and I am the Blacksmith.
I appreciate that, referring to me as Coach Spleet.
It's a well-deserved
Given
title.
the beard and the age difference, it makes sense.
It's a well-deserved title.
So what are we doing here today? Why are we doing this?
Um,
And who are we representing? Like, why are we? What's the name of our podcast? Let's get to that first.
yeah, I think the name should be Kings of the Mat Grappling.
For sure.
We both work for Kings of the Mat Grappling.
Yeah, that's right. We're here.
We're in the Combat Training Center.
There we are.
So, what better than to name it Kings of the Mat Grappling
That makes
Podcast?
sense.
Maybe KOTM Podcast.
KOTM. Actually, I like that a little better. That sounds a little acronym.
Yeah.
Then it gives them time to search it, look it up, and find out who we are.
KOTM Podcast. It's official.
Absolutely. So what are we talking about today? What's coming up?
What's coming up? Well, the biggest tournament in Ohio is coming up,
Right.
October 19th.
Absolutely.
So
Where's that at?
Let's get. Go
NEO
ahead.
Sports
Yep.
Complex in Euclid.
Yep, in Euclid. Right off
Wow.
Euclid Avenue.
Awesome.
NEO Sports Playing. It's going to be in the large room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be in one of the smaller rooms they have there.
No, we're big time.
Oh,
This
we
is
are.
legit. This is a real deal.
Yeah.
But all bullshit aside, it literally is the biggest tournament in Ohio for jiu-jitsu competitors. And everybody coming in, and we'll talk about them, but it's from around the country. It's not just a bunch of guys from local gyms. There is some of those guys but it's the number one guy in the world, number 3 guy in the world. It's just the top 20 of the best competitors in jiu-jitsu. And when you think about that, where we're at, we have a huge wrestling background. It turns out we have an incredible jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
background in Ohio, which is kind of exciting because, I just don't see these tournaments come around. Like, there's one coming up, the ADC thing, whatever that is.
ADCC,
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
figure out all that shit. Blacksmiths are extra bit. I am not on some of these tournaments, but that's we've got how many competitors coming? Almost every one of them is coming from that, which is held every 2 years. Is coming to Kings of the Mat Grappling Championship, which is insane. And I'm very excited about that. And we can get tickets going where?
So we have tickets online at kingsofthematgrappling.com.
Right.
And the cool part with that is you actually can select the competitor that you want to support.
Oh, that's awesome.
So not only will you be supporting our movement here to better jiu-jitsu, you can actually support an individual athlete as well.
That's awesome. I love that idea.
Yeah, and as far as location, I think it's good that we're bringing this to Northeast Ohio. Not only is it the biggest event, grappling event, I'm going to go off on a limb and say October 19th, this is the place to be. If you want to have a good time, eat some food,
What if I
have some
can't get
drinks.
Is there a way I can watch this without actually being there?
Well,
From what I understand,
Yeah.
you got a pay-per-view option.
Yes, sir. I believe right now it's at $14.99, $15 to watch some of the best in the world.
When is it $14.99? When can we lock in that price?
I believe it's locked in until October 14th.
Awesome. So that's when you want to get it by.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you get it before that? It's like, are you that big of a sucker? You don't have $15 to support local grappling?
Yeah. But is that all we're supporting? I mean, honestly, from what I understand, we're supporting the local foundation.
Yeah.
Zion Clark, we're helping out with him. So a portion of your proceeds will go to the Zion Clark Foundation.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
That is 100% accurate.
I mean, I'm sure when we come up with a number, we'll have it at the end when everything's over. But not only are you supporting local jiu-jitsu athletes, you're supporting a foundation that literally helps disabled athletes and disabled veterans compete in their sports. Some are disabled, or like Zion, he's disabled, but he actually does compete in non-disabled sport in wrestling. And he's planning on going to the 2020 Olympic trials. He's going to take his shot at the Olympics in wrestling, which is a non-disabled sport, and then he's going to transition into the Paralympics in Tokyo for the 100-meter dash.
Perfect.
Which is amazing. So not only are you supporting the jiu-jitsu in our area and the athletes from around the country, you're supporting a good foundation and a great kid. So I guess those are two things that we should focus on right now. Actually, it's just how that transitions. If that $14.99 goes to none of the athletes, but also to Zion. So that'd be good. So I'd like to see you guys do that. Do it before October 14th, $14.99. After that, we're at what, $19.99?
Yeah, I believe so.
So let's just shelve that and just do it.
Yeah, get it done.
14th.
Yeah, it's $15. You spent that freaking on your Starbucks this morning. So what are you really doing with yourself?
That's a lot of gas, Speedway coffees for me, though.
It is, but they got.
But I can do without That's 2 weeks of Speedway coffee to support disabled athletes and low. And it's weird because what's great about this tournament is there's only one guy from Ohio.
Yeah.
Dante Leon is the only guy from Ohio
in the tournament.
In the tournament.
Correct.
Everybody else is from around the country.
around
So
the
if you
country.
can't make it to it, and you're from, Gordon Ryan's back neck of the woods or something, you can go on pay-per-view and watch it live.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So just kind of go back to what you were mentioning. So not only is this one of the most popular, exciting cards for 2019, which is going to bring so much benefit to jiu-jitsu and grappling in general, but the Zion Clark Foundation, I don't know any other grappling organization that's thinking like that.
Correct.
So
And he's going to wrestle in the tournament. So not only are you going to get a chance to support him, you can
Really?
actually watch the guy with no legs compete against an NCAA champ from 2019. I can't say his name because he's still actually competing in college, and the NCAA won't allow you to use his name in promotions.
Okay.
But I can assure you, he's from the Massillon area, went to Massillon Perry, was a two-time state champ, Russell, Ohio State. So you can do the math. You can figure that out from there. But, and it's a real match.
For the real ones, the real wrestling
the real
fans.
wrestling guys who are got to
You
check
know
this
who
out.
it is already.
Yeah, which would be me. So that's cool. But you can check that out. And it's a real match. It's not a hype match. It's for charity. No one's going to get hurt. We'll have an official there. But at the end of the day, it's an amazing thing to see a guy that, doesn't have all his tools in the toolbox and still competes against everybody and does it well. So it's going to be interesting to watch it. So again, part of the pay-per-view is not only the jiu-jitsu guys and what they're doing, but you'll have an opportunity to see a wrestling match between, what I would consider Legend Ohio and also Zion compete. So that's
awesome.
another thing that adds to the dynamic of the tournament.
I think that's even more incentive to get the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I have a wrestling background. I don't have a jiu-jitsu background. I'm sort of getting started in my jiu-jitsu, but
Don't fuck with them though.
No,
I'm telling you.
Right. It's a short trip, But I look at the sport in general, and I'm absolutely amazed at how physically tough the sport is, but the levels. Like you talk about jiu-jitsu, and you'll go to your local jiu-jitsu thing, and you guys go tough as shit. I can't pass. So you're learning all the moves and transitions, and guard, triangles. And then you go and you start to get interested like you would in wrestling. For me, I go to Flow Wrestling or some stupid shit like that, and I would go watch videos of it. But there's nothing like that for jiu-jitsu guys. Literally, I could go to Flow Wrestling and watch a subscription-based thing, and I could get all the wrestling, all the tournaments. And that's why I like King to the Mat with what they're doing with their subscription is now you've got this set up for jiu-jitsu. Now you go to, I guess in a little while they're going to launch their subscription-based where now we're going to have the Gordon Ryans or downtown. We're going to be able to see those guys do their technique, watch the highlights from there, and now I can really see that. So what I do is I would go on YouTube and I'm clicking on 1,000 different things, and I'm looking everywhere to watch these guys compete. Yeah. And I would like to have one place like King of the Mat to go, okay, show me some of that technique, or highlight it for that month. And I think the subscription would be like $5, and we'll be able to get, you'll be able to get all the tournaments instead of paying the pay-per-view. You'll be able to get all the techniques. You'll be able to see the interviews with the guys. So that's all great things, and that's why I like what they're doing. Because now I'm able to follow high-level guys. And I watch these guys, and they're unbelievable.
They are.
And I feel like as a wrestler, I can compete against them. My defense can keep people off me. But when you get on the mat, I'm not trying to turn a guy. I'm trying to stay unchoked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not giving up 2 points, and I'm trying to get an escape. This guy's trying to choke me within an inch of my life.
100%.
And if you don't, I think the one thing that I would say that I've learned 100% in early jiu-jitsu for me is learn how to tap. Like in training. Don't be a freaking hero.
Yep.
Your lights will be turned off quickly if you think you're an ass kicker day one. And this kid with 2 years of experience, it's maybe a blue belt, maybe a 1 or 2 stripe blue belt. This guy is going to choke the piss. You could be the best wrestler in the world, let's say, and you come into jiu-jitsu and you decide, well, I'm a tough ass guy. I'm gonna fight this choke, and you will fight that all the way till you go to sleep.
Yeah.
And they were more than willing to do it, and they'll stop. Don't get me wrong. Unless you're in a complete asshole gym, which we're not. Guys will stop. But the first thing I'll tell you is, Billy, you gotta learn how to tap.
Gotcha.
Don't be a hero.
Yeah.
Because you have to learn how to get out of those situations and learn your defense. Instead of just being choked and be like, how many times do you have to go through that before you learn how to tap?
Yeah.
Because you are going to get caught. I don't care if, I'll throw like a Jordan Burroughs out there. If he's doing jiu-jitsu with Ben Askren, and we're not wrestling because obviously we know what happens when Ben Askren, Jordan Burroughs gets
that's already played out. Yeah.
Yeah, that is not good for Ben. But if we're doing just jiu-jitsu, Jordan's going to struggle.
I agree.
And he's gonna, he may get on top of you, pass his guard.
Yeah.
But there's other things that you're even on their defense. You're like, fuck, this guy just got me in a triangle. I had 2 arms in, 2 arms out.
Yeah.
There's little things you have to learn, and just those steps in there. And so at this level, I feel like I'm in middle school. I'm just starting off my wrestling career again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just starting off with like my club at like 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah.
But I'm a grown ass man, and I'm like, I'm good at wrestling. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you realize that there's so many levels, and these guys jump fast. I mean, especially the good athletes. I mean, obviously with your belts, you have to put a certain time and stuff to actually transition, but it doesn't mean you're not getting better. Just because you don't get the stripes,
100%.
you still got to put in the time. But in 2 to 4 years, I mean, you're driven. You're in there every day working out. You're a badass guy. And if you get on the ground, let's be honest, no one's walking around with gi on, so we're no gi most of the time. So, you're going to be, I don't know what situation you're finding, but if you find yourself on your back, you have options. Whereas a wrestler, my dumb ass is bellying down and coming up. Well, if I belly down on a jiu-jitsu guy, I'm probably going to get choked out. So learning how to defend yourself from that perspective has been great. And watching these guys, but what I would like to have that subscription-based program where I can go on the Kings of the Mat and I can watch it. I can find out like a DARS or something like that. And how does he transition to DARS or heel locks or wrist locks? I mean, what the hell are those? And then I can, like, even when you go in the room, there's only a certain amount you're really visually watching, you're absorbing. And then you can go to watch film. And then you can watch it, break it down in slow motion and see how to catch people. And I feel like that's going to be the great advantage that I had with Flow that I will now have with King of the Mat. It's going to be, that makes sense.
It absolutely does.
And then that's the only place you're going to find the highlights of the tournament is on Kings of the Mat.
Yeah.
Unless you're a dick and you steal things, and then we're going to find you and choke you out.
100%.
Not me personally, but a guy named St. Geef will be knocking at your door.
And you don't want that.
And listen, the guy does a 280-pound behind the neck press, and he doesn't look like it, but he will choke the shit out of you. And he's got feet, no offense to St. Geef, but they're monstrous. So again, what they say, I feel sorry for your girlfriend.
If the rumors are true,
right.
Or
Damn.
Hey, just to hit on that platform idea, though.
Thank God you went hit on that platform and not his feet. But go ahead.
No, I want nothing to do with that Zangief guy. He ruins me on a daily basis.
With his jiu-jitsu.
Yes, not with anything else.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this platform, I think there is a ton of people that want or routinely go to get news on people,
Sure.
to talk about it.
Absolutely.
And I don't see why Kings of the Mat couldn't own their own platform, whether it is all the things that you mentioned or just a place that people go to daily to get their dose of jiu-jitsu. I mean, before you go to the gym, while you're taking a shit, whatever.
I don't use my computer on my shirt, and I'll tell you why. Because I just don't want to get it dirty.
I don't blame you.
Maybe a phone. If you had a phone, I think.
That's where I'm going with it.
I guess, the phone you do on the shirt, but not the computer.
No.
I have that on my lap, and my computer
That's
is real
risky.
warm.
Yeah.
And I think, I have enough kids, so I'm okay if my balls get burned.
Yeah.
But, I think a young guy would not want that.
No,
you never know.
No damage, preferably.
A guy like Joe, the blacksmith, is probably looking to have kids one day, and you want to keep that shit cool.
This world ain't ready for that.
Right.
So I may as well roast them now.
I can't wait. Little blacksmiths.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The world ain't ready for that.
No.
But no,
I agree with you there. That's gonna be a crazy day. That'd be awesome. You're so excited, but anyways, I digress.
Yeah, the world ain't ready. So we got this platform, kingsofmatgrappling.com, where it's going to take care of all your grappling needs.
Yeah.
And I think that's exciting. Talking about the journey, I think that's the best part of this, is it is maybe humbling, touches with the ego. You talk about people thinking they're tough. The cool part is on these mats, very similar to wrestling, there's no mask that you could put on. It's either you know what you're doing or you don't.
Yeah, and you come in raw. Like you
come in raw. I don't care who you are.
You could be a boxer, an MMA guy, a wrestler, a karate guy, jiu-jitsu, judo. I mean, all these things are nice. They're amazing disciplines in themselves, but they're rules oriented. So they have their rules that are associated with the technique.
Yeah.
And so does jiu-jitsu, but it's sort of a more combination of all of them. And it's like you're on your feet, you're on the mat, you're on your back, you're on top, and so it's kind of like all of them combined, and it gets. And let's, for me, focus on one guy, Gordon Ryan. Let's focus on this guy.
Yeah.
Coming into this tournament, because all I hear is Gordon Ryan. So as a non-expert in jiu-jitsu, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, how badass could this fucking guy be?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know, because I'm always of the type guy, like I'm a wrestler, and I've competed against high-level guys, what I would consider high-level guys. I've been around high-level guys from our school and stuff. And one of the things is I don't get impressed. Like, I really am like, if I called you good, well, you're good.
Yeah.
And if I say you're okay, but if I say you're great, I would think if there's a consensus that person's great. So when I look at Gordon, I've got to look at it objectively. And then I'm seeing a list of people that cat knocks off. And it's like, and that's not even like, he destroys them. He taps them.
Yeah.
And it's like, so here's a kid that starts 17, 18, right?
Yeah.
He wins the.
So his introduction to jiu-jitsu was age 15. The reason I have this pulled up is because with his list of accomplishments, wins, and everything, I don't have those memorized.
Yeah.
But it is the most impressive thing I have seen. Honestly, Coach Spleet, the hype is real on this guy.
Absolutely. Here's where I get pissed off a little bit at the world in general. It's like he's got 190 some followers on his Instagram, right?
190,000?
190,000 on his Instagram. So, so 190,000 people know who he is, right? But
at least
to me, he's the guy would be like a quarterback in the NFL, like a Mitchell Trubisky or something.
Yes.
He's at that level, probably even higher for a sport. Actually, he's probably like the best quarterback in the NFL.
It is.
You're the best quarterback in the NFL.
I'm not the regular sports guy. I'll put it like this: if it was the 90s,
I love that I just put him on the spot. He probably doesn't know the difference between a guard and a tackle.
Yeah, what are those? Yeah, I was on a football podcast. I don't even know what's going on.
I'm sorry about that.
No, here's what I'll say: if it was the mid-90s, we're talking about Michael Jordan.
Okay,
so let's go basketball.
I'll do with Michael Jordan. I'll go with that.
Yeah,
he is at that level.
He is.
I won't go with LeBron because he only has a couple of rings.
Yeah,
and that's what matters. So
it really does. And as far as rings go, let's just list off a couple things that Mr. Gordon Ryan has done. So we were speaking about ADCC. For the people that are into grappling, BJJ, they know that's the creme de la creme of no-gi grappling. And let's see, he took first place in that in 17.
Phone's blowing up.
I'm guessing that it doesn't have what he was at, so he fights super heavy.
I think he was 170 at the time, 180. So he was maybe 180. He's gone up quite a bit. He's like 230 pounds now.
Yeah, they have him at 220 right now.
That's where we need Tim right now.
Yeah.
See, like Tim is, we're going to add someone to the podcast, and he's like the guy that as we're talking, just adds in every detail that you need. He can fill in those gaps.
Yeah, he's pretty much the young Jamie of the CRE show, but like way better too. Like, no offense to young Jamie, but like as far as like BJJ knowledge and just knowing some shit, Tim Thompson. But yeah, dude, he I mean, from 2017, 2018, first place IBJJF World No Gi, so that's huge organization. He won the World No Gi, won Pan's No Gi, obviously. Participated in quintet, which I'd love to talk about sometime, which is a phenomenal idea. A little bit different than your average, 16-man tournament. EBI veteran, which is Eddie Bravo's invitational. I mean,
but so what I would recommend is everybody go check him out. And I wish we had the Kings of Mass subscription up because when we had a lot of his film. But the thing that I would be is everybody that thinks you're like a great wrestler, and everyone that is should try it, should get into jiu-jitsu as you transition from wrestling.
Agreed.
Coach your wrestling, bring those kids along. But wrestling can be a young man's sport, just from a physically demanding, but jiu-jitsu is that natural transition for a wrestler that's coming out of competition.
I love that you said that, Coach Spleet, because I honestly look at you as like a very knowledgeable.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's for the cameras.
Yeah,
it's for the cameras.
Yeah.
But no, wrestling, and you've been around it for your entire life, and from a BJJ standpoint, I appreciate to hear that's really your take. It's a good 100%. Progression from wrestling to the next sport. You want to keep being competitive, stay in good shape, have some fun. This is the move for a wrestler.
The thing with wrestling, though, is, you don't have to join a club. You can get it for free in your high schools and your middle school. So it's just, parents always talk about, get their kids in self-defense. I say get your kid in wrestling in your local school. Because 100%. He's going to get his baptism into the sport.
Yes.
There's no jiu-jitsu. There's rarely any boxing.
Yeah.
No karate, none of this stuff. You all have to, it comes later. It comes with adults. So as a young person, for me, I wanted to box. We really didn't have the boxing. Jiu-jitsu wasn't big then. When my dad talked about it, they had it in the service. We didn't have boxing gyms here. We had wrestling. We had a wrestling club at the Y.
Yeah.
We transitioned into a local middle school and then high school. So that's why I went in. I loved the competition. I loved the competitiveness of it. But looking back, what is available today? So as I get older, I still want to be competitive, and I still want to move around. I still want to maintain some level of flexibility. And again, even as a coach, I don't want to be competitive with my athletes. But as an individual, I still always want to push myself. Even though the aging process has begun, it's just jiu-jitsu allows me to still become competitive.
Yes.
At a level that I'm okay with. I don't want to suck.
Yeah.
Because it's unacceptable. And if I put the time in the sport, for instance, like even if I did suck at it, like jiu-jitsu, and by every stretch I'm not good yet. But the point is I know with effort I can get better.
100%.
Right?
Anybody can.
Anybody can, right. It's that decision I go in, I'm not very good, and I walk out. And if you do that, you should never go into anything anymore. You should literally decide to just stop participating in anything, because most things you're going to start, you're not going to. Listen, you get started in it because you're interested.
Yeah.
Not because you're good at it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I mean, if with wrestling, I was terrible. I lost every match my first year, got my ass kicked. I giggled all the way off the mat and on the mat. I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And people would like Coach Hunter would be like, well, you got to get more serious. You got to get more of this. I'm like, Coach, this is fun.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, how are you left? I go, because I know I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
I think I would be a little more upset if I was really good. I put the work in and things didn't go my way. Now, I'm not going to hate myself, but I may be disappointed with the outcome. So that means I go back to the drawing board. With age, that teaches that. But where jiu-jitsu is transitioning, now we have these tournaments that are coming up, and I'm seeing Gordon with 190,000. Where the hell are they advertising? I mean, where are the guys? Now, here's my point. So, a lot of kids play baseball. We're having a downsizing in football, no doubt, for the participation of youth. Right? Even in the NFL, we're seeing a little interest is going down. It's still there. But what is the next big sport that everybody can participate in, men and women? Now, wrestling's coming along with its women's wrestling.
Agreed.
Again, though, there's going to be a shelf. There's going to be a ceiling to that. Maybe it's 30, 35.
Yeah.
The ceiling for jiu-jitsu could be 60. I mean, where you can compete. I mean, you can always roll around with your flexibility, but you can compete at a high level in your mid-30s, late 30s, early 40s, late 40s, into your 50s, and it's a good transition for wrestlers. But with women and men, it's all done. You can just compete.
Well, that's the part I don't understand, Coach Splee, is right now you have CrossFit, which is cool and everything, I guess, if you want to be really good at working out or cornhole, or why isn't this the next thing? It blows my mind.
It does, because the amount of people that are participating, like we're in the city we're in, we could probably, we have 3, 4, 5 gyms in a city of 100,000 people. Every city that has 100,000 or less, you're going to find 5 or 6 type of gyms in it. You're going to find 2 or 3 jiu-jitsu, gyms where you can participate in. That's anywhere from 30 to 50 people each gym. That's 150 people all that are just participating, and then the people that are interested in it. So you're talking to every gym. There's not that many wrestling gyms. There are way more competitors in jiu-jitsu than there are in boxing, than in wrestling, than in golf, than in cornhole.
Yeah.
Definitely CrossFit. I mean, CrossFit, all respect to those.
Yeah, of course.
They're nuts.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. That sport is insane.
But people want to watch that.
I want to watch a train wreck because I want to see, not because I want to see him fail. I want to see him test it. You see, that my perception of CrossFit is, it's not a train wreck in the sense of a traditional way. But it is they're going to fail. But the thing I like about it is they fail big.
Okay.
Like they don't fail small. Like you're not going to find a CrossFit guy at the championships, bailing out a 250-pound clean, power clean. This guy's going to get, what did Panchek do this time? 385, and then the 385, and then the other guy, what the hell is his name? I forget, he won the last 2. I'm glad I forget his name, by the way, because I'm not a big fan. And I will refer to him as Mr. Natural. Yeah. But anyway, so Scott gets 385, and I mean, just that's insane. It's 190 pounds. So all respect, but again, it's a limited amount of people that will ever. I mean, literally, you're talking about. So even that can even do the exercise that Scott does, or the CrossFit guys do. It's just a special, intense group of people where jiu-jitsu kind of hits everything, and you can come in at any level.
Any level.
The best thing about the gym is, what I like about this gym and most gyms, they weed out the assholes.
Yeah.
If you're a bully and you want to kick somebody's ass, you're never going to last in the gym.
Nope.
You won't.
Not here,
anymore. Yeah, not anymore, because it's just not acceptable, because no one cares if you can kick the shit out of everybody. Give me the baddest, toughest guy, and you want to be a hard ass, go after that guy. See how that? Like if Gordon Ryan, if you want to be a hard ass, go take Gordon Ryan. If you want to find out how good you are and test yourself.
Yeah.
Well, the guy's right over there. So
don't pick on the white belt that just started 3 weeks ago.
And that's what I like about the discipline in these gyms now. There's really that separation of skill level, and how everybody's just so gracious with their knowledge.
100%.
Everybody's like, just let me show you this, or Nikolai and Zangief, those guys you can really appreciate. And Tim too. He's would be, I guess, to consider the professor of the gym.
100%.
And everybody's it's about being grateful. It's about sharing that knowledge. Don't be afraid to share knowledge out of fear of somebody getting better than you.
Yeah.
You got to outwork them. The only way you get better is maybe you have a ceiling, but my God, try and find the ceiling.
Yes.
Without work, the ceiling's here, right?
Right.
With work, I don't know where the ceiling is of how well you can do. And I think looking at jiu-jitsu and the way this is kind of, and it's like a grassroots thing. What did they say? Gordon's take last month was about $80,000. Was his take last month?
Yeah.
$80,000. Listen, That's a million. It's what is that? $960,000 for the year, if my math is correct. I'm sure some a-hole out there will correct me if I'm wrong. Right?
No.
But that's the point. Is that this guy's looking at $1 million this year, and that's not even with his endorsements.
Yeah.
Why doesn't companies that are looking to get to market to, literally, you're talking about the 15 to 45 range of women and men that are the buyers of this world that have jobs. Not everybody not everybody has jobs, but that's an inside joke.
Yeah, that was definitely a shot. Shots fired.
But not everybody has a 9 to 5 right now.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that you don't bring stun guns to work. I mean, let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
But no matter whatever your HR says, it's a weapon. So
fair.
Food for thought.
Food for thought.
I don't necessarily would have. I don't think I would have. I think I would have done the same thing. But in hindsight, I get that. But again, all bullshit aside, I want to talk about that for a second. So, not the situation in general, but the fact that if a woman carries a stun gun to work or a pepper spray, and she carries it in her purse inside the premises, she is now carrying a weapon into work. That's unacceptable because if she's working second or third shift, she's got to walk out to her car by herself, and you're telling her she can't defend herself. So what is she supposed to do? Use her wits? No offense, but women and men, we have to think differently now. And I have daughters and stuff. So women, when they leave the house, have to think differently than men.
100%.
And they should be able to carry a stun gun or a pepper spray or something.
Or have it in their car. It's a well-secured
area. Listen, a-holes, I don't want to talk about concealed carry bullshit. An 8-hour class doesn't make you an expert on concealed carry.
Agreed.
I'm talking about non-lethal, and even a knife if it's lethal. But the fact is not everybody can or wants to carry a gun. So I don't want to have that argument about the Second Amendment. What I do want to have an argument about is the fact that women have to learn how to defend themselves. And it shouldn't be this class of, I want to learn jiu-jitsu, I want to learn the box. Because I don't teach myself to learn how to defend myself, because that's different. Yeah. Fighting for your life and fighting for a sport are totally different.
Totally different.
And when you start fighting for your life, the rules change.
100%.
You should be able to do whatever is necessary. But again, some people don't want to carry a gun all the time, but I don't know why. And I guess that's because of the workforce. Firearms are not acceptable in the workforce. But non-lethal defense is what I would call it. I would not call that a weapon and I think that we should define in a workplace lethal and non-lethal defenses.
I 100% agree.
I think if I had to go back and give you some advice, or that person that we were giving advice to,
yes.
per se, what I would say to him is, listen, it's a non-lethal form of self-defense. It's not if I brought a gun in here or even a knife, those are lethal forms of a weapon. That's a non-lethal form. Pepper spray is the same thing. It's a non-lethal use of. So any lawyers out there that want to help this guy we know, I think we have an argument. But
don't worry about it.
Right. In the future, though. But I mean, if you had to make that argument as a woman, I would definitely make that argument. It's a non-lethal form of self-defense.
Or to even have it in their car. I mean, some companies say you can't even have it in your car. So what if I'm going somewhere after work?
As soon as you get on premises, it's a parking lot. It's theirs. It's a private property.
So let me ask you this. You're saying some really true, and I 100% agree with everything you're saying.
That's not going to happen often. And I can't wait till the shit we disagree with. I'm so excited.
Oh, it's going to be good.
I'm literally excited. Hey, you want to see him get unglued.
Yeah. We're on the message board, so if you have anything you want to say to us, you know how to find us.
Yeah. Be honest. And put your name, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. If you want to say shitty stuff, I get it. Just put your real name.
Please do.
That's all I'm saying.
My only question was going to be, we'll get off the sun gun. The question I was going to ask.
Sorry about that.
No, not at all. The question I was going to ask is everything you said makes sense. Would it be, can we all agree that maybe playing with the taser at work is probably a no-go? If you're going to carry one thing.
Yeah, that's a hard no.
That's a hard no.
Having it would be one thing. Taking it out and playing with it and potentially zapping your coworkers out of fun, probably no.
Okay.
There's always a dick there that doesn't like you. There's always a guy or a woman that doesn't like you in the shop.
Yeah.
So because you can't make everybody happy.
Can't.
So there's going to be that guy that sees something you do wrong, he's taking right to the HR, right to your boss. Yeah, and he's going to get you out of there. So that you should probably not play with it. It should be something discreetly,
Fair. That's so fair. So you happen to mention where we're at right now, which is Kings of the Mat Combat Training Center. I just kind of like to make a quick plug to anybody that's watching from either the area or come to visit. So we have this gym that we just recently opened up. Go to any social media page. It will have a list of our schedule. And as Coach Spleet mentioned, we're not a self-defense gym. We are a boxing gym, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym, a wrestling gym. We are trying and doing our best to groom the next generation and to build something special here. So if you don't have a home gym or you're in the area and want to visit, please reach out. Social media works. You can find the schedule there, but we have a brand new facility here, and I just really think
awesome.
that
we'll get some pictures up so you guys can see the brand new facility. But
yeah, agreed.
Go to the website. I think we have Facebook. It's a great.
That has pictures,
pictures.
And the people to kind of touch on your point.
The people are great. Nikolai, Zengi, Jeremy, him, the new boxing coach D, who sparred with Mayweather, sparred with Pacquiao, which is crazy. He was, I think, 190 amateur fights, 6-1 as a pro. But just the fact that you spar with those guys, the best guys in the world. That'd be. I mean, to me, that's just like, I've never sparred with the best wrestler in the world, which sucks because I would like to.
Yeah.
There was a time in my life when I thought, obviously that time has come and gone, but you always think about, what would you like to compete with those guys?
100%.
Work out with them. And, but if you come to an event that Gordon Ryan's at or something, you're going to find out exactly.
Oh yeah. I'm not ready for that. I'm good on that.
I would love to go around. Like, I'm not even joking.
Well, yeah, not competitively.
But I would like it to turn it up.
Just to feel
okay, so let's do it this way. So I'm training with Gordon now, right?
Yeah.
We're rolling around, we're sparring.
Yeah.
Everything's nice and light. I need him to turn it up a little bit because I need him to turn up to the point where he's like, okay, there's a clear line here.
Yeah, this is what separates.
Like, dude, you're moving really good, but okay, now I'm done.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, I don't want him to reach out and choke the shit out of me, but I would like to know, how close I got to your best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be cool. It absolutely would be.
If we got done, he said, you got about 40% there. I would almost be like, oh, fuck, all right.
Dude, that's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my book.
Yeah.
I mean, on the week.
My book would be, I got a lot of work to do, right?
Dude, that's the fun part about this sport. I don't know anybody that knows it all. Yeah.
No, you gotta keep moving forward.
The goal keeps going up. I have not met anybody that's ever started this sport and said, hey, it's ruining my life or anything like that. It gives you something to just keep working for, and that's healthy in life.
Yeah, you gotta find, and there's a good family atmosphere, and you gotta feel comfortable in your gym.
I think we have that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's why I want people to come see it.
Christian.
We
didn't mention Christian.
No.
Right, so you were saying we need to mention everybody at the gym. Was that a subconscious leave out? I don't know. But Christian's is our jester in the gym. He'll keep everybody light.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and he's great with the kids.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about Christian is he helps in the wrestling. And if I'm working with guys that are a little more advanced, I don't know, the kids like him. My own son, who's a little off the rails sometimes, he gets, Christian can suck him in and at least get him to follow directions, which is rare because not everybody can, do that with kids. I mean, he commands a little bit of the respect from them, and it works out, which is nice. So if you bring your kids up again, we have the wrestling. We start them in wrestling, then we'll transition to jiu-jitsu once they learn wrestling. We start them at because with us, and when I do that, I started off a lot lighter. Get them their physical activity, get them to learn how to control their body. Andy Robat's a guy from our area, so 2008 Olympian, and he's got a Russian sort of premise about body. He studied in Russia some wrestling techniques, and we talked about control, sort of athletic and dynamic stretching and movements, almost like gymnastics we started off.
Okay.
Get them to learn how to control their body.
Yes.
And one thing is learn how to control themselves. Don't bring your kid in here if he doesn't listen to you.
Yeah.
If there's no point in the day where your kid doesn't listen, then he won't listen to us.
Yeah.
Don't look to have a coach be a parent.
Yeah. That's not what we're signing up for.
No, because it's going to take away from my kid. I won't bring my child in if he won't listen.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to take him out
of
class.
Well, you're a good parent.
We don't need a license to be a parent, but let's start with, you know what I mean? Let's start with the fact that if a kid doesn't listen to you, he's not going to listen to anybody else.
100%.
So,
but yeah, we got a good squad up here. Yeah, Christian, he's been whooping on me lately. But I mean, everybody.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
31, nice. I'm not 31.
We do have more youth though. I mean, we got Lincoln, Quinn. I consider a lot of them young. I mean, even
100%.
Like the Jeremys. He's a man and everything.
But he's young. He's
young.
Yeah, he's first time into the sports. I think.
Yeah,
he's one of those kids that was like, I feel like in high school, man, he was having fun.
Yeah,
sports wasn't his idea. It wasn't his release.
Yeah,
and I think now it is. Yeah, now later in life, I feel like it is a way for him to let off steam. But I think it gives him more. Like the other day,
100%.
He's not afraid to stand up for himself.
Good.
Not that he was before.
No.
But I think that just the ability to say, listen, I don't mind taking a beating. Like before, it was like so. A lot of times, like if you're right, you'll argue. But sometimes if a guy's intimidating you, and it sucks, even if you're right, am I willing to take a beating to prove my point? And
not many are.
No, and I think what the sports teach you is like, listen, asshole, I feel like I'm right on this, and if I got to take a whooping for you to understand it, then I'm gonna. But we're gonna get up and go again.
That's a Tuesday for me.
We're gonna get up and do it again and get it. Can you understand? It's not about the winning and losing this. It's
No.
about you understanding my perspective and respecting it.
Oh,
So I think that's like watching Jeremy. He will stand up for himself in a way that I don't know that he would have 6 months ago, 3 months ago, or 2 months ago, or a
Yeah.
month ago. So I see that, that's what I see that these types of sports give you: the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, the boxing.
a
we're
healthy
not,
confidence.
yeah, we're not building bullies. I don't want an
No.
asshole. What I want is kids that are confident to stand up for themselves
Yeah.
and willing to
Disciplined,
just
maybe.
discipline. Because Jay Robinson, who's like, he's a great wrestling coach, goes back to Iowa, goes back to the Greco program in the early 80s and stuff. And he was a Minnesota coach for decades. He talks about like life. Like life is hard as hell, right?
Yeah.
And the longer you go without discipline in some form in life, the harder it gets. So he would talk about laying the first block of discipline right here. And the sooner you lay that, the closer your goals get, whatever they are. The longer it takes you to lay that block of discipline, the farther away your goals get. And I can attest to that. Like
100%.
I've walked around most of my life with almost no discipline. I'll be honest with you.
I hear you on that, brother.
It's only within like probably I won't even say the time frame because it's just an ever progressing thing. Having a big mouth, being feeling like a little hungry, feeling a little happy about yourself, but you develop humility and respect as life goes on because you see how hard everything is. But it's early discipline is critical, and I think that the way we do things around here helps to set that first block.
100%.
You don't want to lose days, months, years, decades by just being undisciplined and not listening to not only yourself but listen to others. You got to give freely. Like when you go into wrestling, my advice ever, you go into a gym, I don't care where it is. If you cannot just do what the coach asks and blindly follow it, as long as it's not hurting you, you won't be. Unless you do that, you can never find out. You can never just focus on be great.
Yeah.
If you're always like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? Listen, your success is going to come much farther away from you.
100%.
It's going to be harder to get to. If you believe in your coaches, and if you don't respect them, move on.
Yeah, find another place.
Yeah, find another place. But if you want to be great, trust in what they're teaching you.
Yes.
And find. I don't care if you're doing something. I hit a high crotch every year, hit a single leg. I don't hit doubles. Well, today we're doing doubles. Now am I going to cry about it and go, I don't do doubles? I'm going to find out how to make myself better doing this drill. I'm going to improve my doubles, nothing else.
Yeah.
And who knows, I might be able to do this.
Why not? Yeah.
So transition to jiu-jitsu at the same time as Dars. I just learned the Dars from Nikolai.
It's got a mean Dars.
So when I put a front head leg in wrestling, I would put my right arm too far, but when I do it in jiu-jitsu, boom, sets up the Dars. And I was like, man, that is ridiculous.
Oh, dude, that's a wrestler killer right
The
there.
front headlock. It's where we end up. And I want to snap your head and I want to get in the front headlock.
Yeah.
I can go right to the Dars. And, if a guy does that in wrestling, I'm going to sucker drag him and I'm going to come up behind him. But in wrestling, in jiu-jitsu, I'm on my right shoulder. So I take that sucker drag away from you. And yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. I like hip in. It's a day ender, I call it.
Nice. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, should we wrap up just kind of summarizing just some of the information?
Yeah, let's summarize.
We have October 19th. Doors open at 4. Event starts at 5. And
tickets on sale.
Tickets are on sale at kingslandmatgrappling.com. You can get your tickets there or from one of the athletes that's competing. We're going to have a bunch of super fights, and then we're going to have the best.
Reach out to Joe. How can they reach you, Joe, if they want to buy tickets?
So the best way to get a hold of me is Instagram.
Yep.
It's Joe_Blacksmith_D. I know that's a mouthful. That's what your girl said too. Yeah. You did. But, anyway, hey yo. So yeah, get those tickets. As mentioned, there's going to be a bunch of super fights.
Sure.
The best 16-man tournament. We got savages.
And we'll talk about the rest of them as the day.
Oh, they all deserve.
We'll get on everybody. Yeah,
they all deserve.
We just started with Gordon mainly because we're gonna just, in my opinion, we're gonna start with him, Dante, and the other guys. We're gonna, and we're not saying anybody's better than anybody else, but right now we're gonna start at the top, and that's just where we feel. He's earned it.
He's earned it.
I don't care what you can argue if he's the best in the world, and it's not necessarily an argument that would be hard to make that he is.
Yeah.
But that's where we're starting.
That's where we're starting.
Yeah.
And this is the KOTM podcast, so we're gonna do what we want.
Pay-per-view? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just kidding.
So yeah, I was gonna mention that there's pay-per-view, and then so what the deal with that is buy it before October 14th, get it for $15. And wait till later. Oh yeah, we're going there.
Yeah.
I got you. We're going. If it's after the 14th, it's going to be 20. Now you might be asking yourself, what are the pros to buying the pay-per-view if I'm not able to make it in person?
I'm asking those questions myself. And one is obviously you're donating to charity, right?
Yeah. What's that charity?
Yeah, Zion Clark Foundation. Percentage of the proceeds are going to the Zion Clark Foundation to help disabled athletes and disabled benefits continue their athletic success.
Yeah.
Whatever sport they're doing.
Whatever they need, whatever they want.
I mean, it could be training costs, it could be living expenses, it could be just food. we're going to figure out how the need is by the athlete. The athlete will determine their need.
Perfect.
And then they can reach out to us.
It's also benefiting Zion Clark, who I believe has a super fight.
Yeah, he does have
match.
it's a super fight, a super wrestling match.
Yeah, super wrestling
between
match.
an 2019 NCAA champ, so that's going to be exciting to see. And you know, he could benefit from the proceeds as well. He's training for 2020 Olympic trials and 2020 Paralympics, so you know it's going to help him continue his training.
Okay.
But it's going to go way beyond him. I mean, that's
way
just,
beyond.
Yeah, this is his catalyst. So we're going to try and put these super matches together for him in all the tournaments. And we're going to keep, you know, the better the guys we're going to put against him because it's only going to help his training.
Absolutely.
And you can look for him on Instagram, like Big Z, just play in Zion Clark and you'll figure it out.
Big Z 2020.
But the pay-per-view, just go on the website with Kings of the Mat Grappling Championship, correct?
Kings of the Mat Grappling
What the fuck is the website?
Championship?
Yeah,
KingoftheMatGrappling.com.
KingoftheMatGrappling.com.
Probably should have got that in order before we got on this fucking thing.
Hey, this is podcast number 1 if you
Right.
didn't know.
Yeah. So go on there, click on the live stream, you register, and then you click on the live stream and make your purchase.
Yeah, and even if you don't plan on purchasing anything, check out some of the free features where you just got a blog up and running where you could talk grappling, talk
Podcast.
yeah, everything BJJ. Yeah, if you have anything to say, hop on that blog and
Yeah.
let us know. Maybe
That's
we'll
awesome.
make one of our next blog posts will probably be maybe surrounding this
Yeah, yeah.
podcast. Hop in the comment section, sign up, and
Awesome.
talk that shit.
Are we good?
You're good,
I'm the coach.
and I'm
It's
the
the
blacksmith.
That's it. Go fuck yourself.
I just missed that. God damn, I would have loved that one.
Dude, I
That's
think
my
that
sign
was
up.
nice. I like it. Dude, I think